Diary of a Clicker. Good evening, Interworld. This is Sergeant Slack here from Banana Bomb Productions. We're back in World of Warcraft. We're on my Warrior Sesquipedal for the first in a new series. Now, this one's going to be called Diary of a Clicker, because I've reached a stage in my gaming now where I think the only thing holding me back is myself. I understand the game, I understand what I'm trying to do. I'm just having problems with that. Now, I was a clicker for many years, and people told me, my girlfriend told me, you know, become a non-clicker. Swifty said it, become a non-clicker, get into keybinding, and I resisted for a long time. And I resisted because I was happy. I was happy with playing the game, I was happy with the way things went, and, you know, clicking was enough for me. It did everything that I wanted it to do, and I enjoyed myself, I had fun. I don't know, I managed to kick out decent damage, I managed to not be terrible in battlegrounds, and that kind of stuff. So at the moment, I'm wailing on this dummy. Oh, let's reset this. Yes, reset this. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of this as a clicker, as it were, and see how stuff comes out. I'm going to hit stuff as soon as it procs, as I would do normally. So just to give you guys an idea as to why, because if you're new to this and you've never had the concept of being a non-clicker thrown at you before, then I want to just do a little demonstration here as to how good it can be. So the main problem with being a clicker is, I think, where you're looking, because right now I'm paying no attention to what's going on here, no attention to what's going on over here, the periphery of my vision, anything behind. I'm not paying attention to any of that stuff. The only thing I'm doing, I've got my head in my bars and I'm looking at this. I'm waiting for spells to proc, I'm waiting for stuff to happen that I can deal with down here. So let's step it up a bit, see if we can get my damage up a little. It's hovering around 7k, which isn't too bad, but yeah. So I decided to re-roll. I wanted to learn, because I've been a Fury Warrior for years. Since vanilla I've been playing Fury Warrior, and I loved it so much and I never wanted to change, and I was happy with my gaming and it was all good. But I then decided about half a year ago to you know, to try it. I'd been away from the game for a while, I had a bit of a holiday from WoW, and now I've come back and I've decided to screw all that stuff and to go, because I never wanted to play ARMS, because I never liked ARMS. In vanilla, ARMS was all about waiting for the swing timer, and yeah, just dreadfully bored the hell out of me, just having to set things up and get it right. And Fury offered me a lot more. Fury offered me clicking, and it was a lot more situational, so it wasn't just do your rotation and set things up for the swing timers, kind of like playing with stuff in Ableton is. And I don't like that. I like to just be able to press stuff as it comes up. And now ARMS has changed a hell of a lot. It's like 3 expansions later. It's an entirely different animal, and it does offer me a lot more. But I wouldn't have known. If I'd have stayed in my old mindset, I'd have still been playing Fury, I'd still be clicking, and I'd still be happy with how I was playing, but still dissatisfied with how my gaming was going. So I decided to change all that. I re-rolled another warrior on a different server. I thought I'd try that out as well, and yeah, so I've been playing ARMS. I've got fairly good at ARMS. I've managed to get the majority of my PvP. I think I'm getting all PvP gear actually now. I just need to get my conquest points up a bit for better weapons. Oh, but it's so hard. Okay, so we're going to repeat this. We got 7k. We're going to repeat this now as with the key bindings that I've got, and see if I can do any better than that. Now, The advantage of this now is that I can see that overpower proc, and with the auras and everything, I can see that all coming and going. Oh, bloody mouse has decided it's going to switch round. This is another reason I want to get a different mouse, not only so I could try different things out. So already, I mean, I've broken 10k on the damage front, and that's not a bad improvement, you know. 3k just for being not having to click around here and move my mouse between the spells that I want to hit. They're kind of just under my fingertips, the majority of them are. I mean, you can see my keybinds down there. I've got Slam bound to E, Mortal Strike bound to Shift F, Colossus Smash on F, I've got Overpower on Shift E. So, I mean, E and F really is all I'm kind of using. Oh, I've got a couple of things back, like I've got Charge bound to one of my mouse buttons, which I've also got macroed in rend into my charge. And, yeah, so 10 or 11k is what I'm topping them there. So already that's like 3 or 4k. So I'm going to queue for a battleground, because being a non-clicker is so much more important in PvP. Because in PvP you've got to move around while you're trying to do damage. So if I'm here, especially with keyboard turning, like I've managed to get out of keyboard turning. That was the biggest challenge for me, because it was so much a part of my game that it was intrinsic to how I played WoW. I couldn't get my head around it, and having to use the mouse to look around and stuff, I found it awfully difficult to be dealing with at first. But now I've kind of got to the stage where it's just second nature. It didn't take long. It took me like a few weeks of it, and then I realized when I logged onto my hunter, and I hadn't played my hunter since I transferred my druid over to this server, and oh my god, it was so difficult trying to play just with keyboard turning. It was just completely opposite. It had taken a while to do it, but I mean now it's second nature, and it's one of my favourite things to do now. Not in a way, not like I just sit here and go, ooh, look, I can run without having to keyboard turn. But it is like things that I just did then, like that heroic leap away and then you charge back in. It's just so difficult to do as a keyboard turner. So we're going to jump into this battleground now. I'm going to talk you through what I've got where and how that currently works for me, and we'll see how this battleground goes. Oh yay, EOTs. I love Eye of the Storm. That was sarcasm if you can't tell. Okay, so a couple of things about PvP, how it's different from PvE. You've got to move. You've got to move and do damage, and you've got to pay a hell of a lot more attention. Generally, there's a big fat emote before a load of other people run out and start killing you, but here, in PvP, you can be stood there, wailing away on your target, and there's just a mage sneaks up behind you, out of view, and boom, you're deaded. Roar, battle shout. Okay, so keybinds I've got at the moment. I'll show you my macros because they're quite bad. This whole kind of series is designed to be a learning experience. So I want to document my learning experience with becoming a non-clicker in the hopes that it might, you know, help someone else in their quest to become a non-clicker, or even just help them realize that, you know, it might be worth trying becoming a non-clicker. So I've got Bluter, my macro here, which I've got cast Blood Fury, Recklessness, Gladiator's Badge of Victory, and then Blade Storm. That's all those four purely to get my damage up on Blade Storm, so that when I pop it, I can do buttloads of damage. I've got Charend, which is Charge and Rend at the same time, so I only have to click one button. That's bound to my what's the back button on my mouse for browsers and things like that. So one of my side buttons on my mouse. I've got Demoralizing Shout, because Demoralizing Shout doesn't cost rage, it's instant, and I don't use Heroic Strike that much, because after it got nerfed to buggery. I find slam hits a lot. It's good to mix it up. And then the other one I really use is my Fook macro, which is when it's all going a little bit crazy and I need some extra healthage. Fook does defensive stance, equip set defense weapons, which is my sword and shield, equipment manager, death weapons, equip. I've got sword and shield, PvP ones, and then I've got off weps, which is just that. That's just a quick way to switch between those. So I go into defensive stance, I put my sword and shield on, I cast Rallying Cry to give me that 20% boost, I cast Berserker Rage to give me rage, and then I cast Enraged regeneration. I threw use Health Stone in as well for if you've got any kindly locks who've thrown a few down. Here we are. Got some action. And they're running away. That's always a good sign. What have we got? Paladin. And no one else. So let's see if we can push these guys a bit and see if we can make a move on the Draenei Ruins. Oh, we've got a warrior and a pally. Maybe best to wait it out here. It's always best to get the drop on people, especially if you see them coming into you. So I can charge in, I can stick rend on all with one mouse button, and then I can get into doing the damage. I mean, doing this whilst being a non-clicker, I'd just be looking at what I was supposed to be doing. I'd just be looking at my spells. See, that wouldn't be possible as a keyboard turner. There we go, 5k damage in a battleground. That's not bad. Not too shabby. So, I didn't quite get to my keybinds earlier. I've gone through most of them. I've also got throwdown on C because I can just slip my fingers off down from WASD. I'm still using that for forwards, backwards, strafage. Got full clone on the warrior. Now it's time to show off my Bluter macro, I believe. I mean, all those things really do help to... Oh no! Fail. All those things really do help to get your damage up, but don't forget that recklessness is tied into it, so if you've got two warriors wailing on you, it's probably not the best time to do it. So, there is still a certain amount of user error involved in my playing. I'm definitely not perfect at the game, but I've reached the stage now where I'm actually finding it difficult to get off what I want to do. My brain goes faster than my hands can manage, which is why I saved up my pocket monies and I went out and bought myself a Razor Naga. So in this series, this guy just doesn't take damage. What the hell? Oh, I'm getting owned by these guys. Yeah, some damage on you finally. Get out of here. So I'm at the stage now where I can't get things off quick enough. Oh, this is not going well at all. So, very quickly while I'm dead, on top of my macros, I've got those bound to 2, so 2, 3, and 4. I've got Piercing Howl, Hamstring, and my Demoralizing Shout, which does Heroic Strike and Demoralizing Shout at the same time. I got those. I've got Charging that tied into 1. I've got Execute on my other mouse button, and then Throwdown on C, Mortal Strike on Shift F. Victory Rush on Shift R, Pummel on R, because that was the first thing I ever keybound was Pummel, because in heroic instances I just couldn't get off a silence. As soon as I'd realised that I needed to get one off, it was already far too late. So let's fall back to Fell Reaver. I hope we can... Hope we can hold them off a bit. We can't hold them off a bit. I love this battleground. It's my favourite. Everyone knows just what to do, and it always goes really smoothly, like it is doing now. Justice? I'll give you justice. What's with the lagginess? Hate laggy players. And that's the end of that. Okay, so in that one, I'm chucking out 42,000 damage. That was a damn quick battleground. Okay, so I'll go into a little bit now about the thoughts behind my key bindings. The mouse buttons, things I don't use much, so beginning and ending a fight. Charge in, and then once more, and that will apply rend to the target, which helps me to proc overpower. So then after that, you want to open up with Colossus Smash, because that does allowing your attacks to bypass 100% of the armor, less armor on real players. So hit your F, and then I can Shift E for overpower, back to Shift F for Mortal Strike, Colossus Smash, get a slam in there while I'm putting my W finger up to 2 to get a Demoralizing Shout Heroic Strike in. And then rinse and repeat, really, as you see fit. But it's got nice spamming potential because it's just under my movement hand. And as well, I can get most things off while I'm strafing, which is why, because some people do move over to using something like instead of using WASD, using like DXCV for walking around, or ESD and F. Because then with your left-handed finger you can use W, Q and A, and with your right-handed finger you can use R, T and G. Left-handed finger? What am I on about? With your ring finger on your left hand you can use W, Q and A, and then R, T and G with your index finger. So I did give you a few, but that's not really my bag. So we're going to jump into another battleground and hope it goes a little better than the last time. But yeah, I've got to grips with where I am now. I can get my spells off, I can do damage, I can move around, I can stick on people, but the thing that's really holding me back is there's just not, I don't have enough buttons, basically. So I saved up my pocket monies and I got myself a Raisin Naga. I figured I may as well go the whole hog if I was going to do it, and see what all the fuss is about. So a classic example is of something that's good to do as a keybinder that you can't really do as a keyboard turning keyboard turning clicker, is the heroic leap away, charge back in. So because I can spin around like within a second, so I can be running away from my target, I can heroic leap out of the range and then charge back in, all within a split second, and back into doing damage on them. Whereas if I was keyboard turning, it'd be run away and then heroic click and then keyboard turn and then charge. Okay, so I can't do that when I'm in combat. So let's jump into this battleground, and well, oh god, what's with my favourite battlegrounds today? Soon as I go to record a video, Blizzard's just like, oh yeah, fuck you. We'll give you the 2 least good battlegrounds, the ones that rely the most heavily on decent organised teamwork. Doesn't seem to be something we're terribly brilliant at. So hopefully by the end of this battleground you'll have an idea as to where I am, and then what I'm going to do is to further illustrate the point of, and hopefully to get me out of the few bad habits that I've managed to accrue with my limited amount of key binding, I'm going to gate scared the pants off me End of round in 2 minutes. We're attacking. So defend the demo. Ruckstorm. 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 That's copyright, by the way. So get rid of recklessness. See, now I've got to click to get a fear off. Ah, and jump back to my healer just in time to die. Right, so let's go and see if we can rustle up a demo. Oh no, screw rustling up a demo, actually. We're not going to win in 2 minutes. No matter how good I am with a demo. So, may as well just charge in, get things up. Basically, I'll just play the battleground and I'll call out things that are breaking my flow at the moment. So it's things like all of my buffs, my insignia of the Horde, or Medallion of Cruelty, whichever it should be, just right there. It should be under a finger, so that as soon as I've feared, like when this lock's about to do, I can just, you know, unfear myself using the trinket. And get my damage boosts on, things like Inner Rage, which I'd never use because there's just nothing to click on them. So like now, as I come out of this Blade Storm, it'd be good to get a fear on and just kind of shit people up a bit. But no, I can't. I've got nothing to get a fear on with because it's not key bound to anything. Is that me laggy? No, it's not me laggy. Get a bit of that down, slow him down, slow him down. Right, let's get the healers. Oh, see now, I've got to stop and click Berserker Rage instead of just going on, and my fear's on cooldown. Roar! It's not as cool as mine, Envy. Do you reckon he's envious? Balls! End of round. Oh, round 1. Okay, so this is the bit usually where the Alliance just tramp right through our best laid plans for defense and go and annihilate everyone. Tactics for this round is to just try and destroy the demos, so I'm going to focus my attacks on the demos. But again, this is a perfect indication. For Piercing Howl on 4, I mean, it's easy enough to take my index finger off and press like E, F and R and use my pinky to press shift, kind of change things up. I'm not really a fan of having to use control as well, because I don't know, I use it in first-person shooters and like in Battlefield it's sprint, that kind of stuff, but I'm not really a fan of holding it down while I'm trying to press others. It puts my hand in an awkward position, and you know, if you play enough WoW, then that's going to lead to like problems. See that? All that big laggy delay while I was stunned. Oh, and I can't get a hamstring on either. Oh, I can't do anything because I'm dead. So there was a big delay there while I was trying to press Piercing Howl, because that's under my run forward finger. So I could do nothing, basically. There was nothing I could do. Come on then, Dot, you laggy bastard. Oh, I'm feared. Get on the floor. And damage, burst, burst. See, now would be a good time to hit my freaking anything. What are you doing, man? I noticed. Come on, I don't think my Dot's going to actually kill Dot. Mind you, his Dots aren't going to kill me. Come on, mount. Yes. I'm gonna kill this guy, even if it kills me. I have, of course, got trapped in a personal feud instead of going with the objective. Come on, you're mine. Oh, god damn. Right, get a hamstring on him, get a hamstring on. Shattering. See, that was a stop and click moment. I got nothing. Slow them down, someone. Gonna kill this warlock. It's too far away. Get on you, Scorpion, then. Blimmin' empty. And the gate's full. There's no way we're going to hold off for 7 minutes. I just want to kill this lock now. Because he's being well sneaky. So I'm actually going to pop wreck in order to get him out of here a little quicker. And then hopefully... I can kill this guy at last. There you laggy gimp. And the Alliance wins. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. This is Sergeant Slack from Banana Bomb Productions. Welcoming you to my series of Diary of a Clicker. So, yeah, what I want to achieve in this is basically becoming a non-clicker, and I want you guys to join me on that journey. Hopefully you might learn a thing or two as I flounder. So this is Sergeant Slack from Banana Bomb Productions saying thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you soon with the next one.